Hello, my name is Kendall Bellamy, and welcome to my presentation over the country of Bolivia. First, we're going to talk about the rich history of Bolivia and all the key details and facts that come along with it. First, the country was founded on August 6th of 1825 by Simon Bolivar. Simon Bolivar was a 19th century leader that helped aid Bolivia in its independence against Spain. Next, we're going to talk about the geographic location of Bolivia. So first, Bolivia is the 5th largest country that is found in South America. And there are also 3 major geographic type of locations that you will find in Bolivia. The first one is the high and cold plateaus. Second is the intermanual valleys. And last but not least are the lowlands. Next, we're going to be looking at the linguistic affiliations of this country and all the different languages that you may find in this country. So the first and foremost, the main language and the national language of this country is Spanish, like most of these countries in South America. But this nation is also home to over 30 other different languages that you will find people speaking. And in this country, there are also, in rural areas, many indigenous languages that are spoken, like the Amara and Quechua. Those are two indigenous languages to this country. Next, we'll be looking at the Bolivian government and leadership in this country. So this country style of government is a presidential republic democratic representative, or presidential republic for short. The president of this country is Luis Akers. He is the 67th president of the country and has been in office since 2020. Some of the different political parties that you will find in Bolivia are MNR, AND, VCS, and FRI. These are the major political parties that people vote for in this country and that you will see that are advertised around that nation. Lastly, we'll talk about the local and rural laws and traditions of those areas. In rural areas, more laws are made by the actual village and tribal leaders instead of following the local government laws. They have their own laws and practices that they follow and that they uphold in their communities, which is very different from, I would say, per se, the local and city areas. Next, we're going to look at Bolivian tradition and customs that are found to have a great influence on the country. First, we're going to be looking at ethnic diversity and the diversity of this country. So the largest ethnic group found in this country is considered to be the Mazitos. But there are a lot of people that claim to be of an indigenous culture, and about 41% of people have claimed to be some sort of indigenous person, either belonging to the Quechuas or Amerindian people. Next, we're going to look at the foreign cultures of this country and all the different people that you may find out here. And the most prevalent foreign cultures that are found out here are European, people of European and indigenous descent, and also people of African descent and indigenous descent. These are the main type of people that you will find in this country. Next, we're going to look at the type of foods that are found in this country and what people eat either on a special occasion, on a daily basis. So on a daily basis, most people eat potatoes, beans, rice, chichaco, which is a type of beer, fish, and chicken. On these ceremonial occasions, these are more elaborate meals saved for special occasions such as weddings or funerals or big parties. And mostly you will see there is beef, pork, chicken, and some sort of fresh vegetable. That is the main, these foods are the main diet of the Bolivian people. Lastly, we're going to look at gender roles and status of the country and how they play a part in how the daily life goes. So many people have jobs, different types of jobs in this country. So with women jobs mostly are domestic jobs, more in the household. They more cook, clean, things to that nature, while men are more physical labor jobs or high-standing job, which are physical labor or their whole government position. But one job that is seen that both men and women have in this country is jobs in agriculture. Men work more in the field while women work more in harvesting and marketing and selling of the product. Lastly, we're going to look at the the relative status between men and women in this country and how it plays a part in the family roles. So family is a large part of Bolivian tradition, and you see people have large families. Men and women in Bolivia believe that it is a rite of passage to be married, and this holds a high status in their country. And the domestic family unit is very, very important, and it's always seen in this country of a man, a wife, and their children. This is very important to Bolivian culture and society. Next, we're going to look at the Bolivian economy and the different ways that it has an effect on Bolivian culture and society. So first, we're going to look at trade, and within trade, we're going to look at the imports and exports of the Bolivian society. So the main imports of the Bolivian society are going to be petroleum products, plastic and papers, and different prepared food meals. 10% of all those imports are coming from America. Next, we're going to look at the exports. The exports of this country consist of natural gases, crude oil, soybeans, tin, and zinc. While on the other hand, 10% of all those are going towards America, giving Bolivia and America a great partnership for trade. Next, we're going to look at the currency of this country. The currency of this country is the Bolivianos, and the exchange rate between America and Bolivianos is 8 Bolivianos per 1 USD. Bolivia is one of the most poorest countries in the world, ranking the second poorest country in South America. But on the other hand, they are on a great uprise, with they having an economic growth rate of 4.4%, which is one of the largest growth rates in South America. Lastly, we're going to look at the tourists and tourism in this country. So tourism is one of the largest and growing industries in Bolivia, with ranking in about 300,000 tourists per year and bringing in about 1.4 billion USD dollars. This is a growing business in Bolivia, and the reason that it is growing so much and at such a fast rate is due to the fact that it's easy to assist. They have great traditional and cultural sites that people can visit, and it's a vast place that you can go to. So there's many different places that you can go to. So the last slide that we're going to take a look at here is the business practices of Bolivian society and culture and how to be most successful. So first, we're going to look at business etiquette, and within business etiquette, we're going to look at meetings are a very large part of business and conducting between two parties. So business meetings in these countries usually tend to run late, about 10 to 15 minutes late, and you can always expect this because this is just a society norm in Bolivia and in South America. Next, we're going to look at the dress attire. As you see in the PowerPoint, you see very formal dress attire between men and women both. They find to be very proud people, so they like to dress formal and to dress upscale to make them feel that sort of proudness. Next, we're going to look at professional greetings now. With professional greetings, due to having such a small personal space, the country has many forms of greeting. So the main forms of greeting that you will see are between men will be handshakes and hugs, and between men and women you would see kisses on the cheek or hugs, and between women and women you would either see hugs or kisses on the cheek. These are ways of greeting to say hello and goodbye, and they are very prominent throughout the whole culture. Next, we are going to look at business challenges that are seen throughout the country. So one of the main business challenges that are seen throughout the country is government funding. And government funding seems to be a very large challenge due to the fact that the country is so poor. So the government doesn't have a lot of money to give out to these different projects and businesses. So all the funding in this country is coming from a localized, centralized government. So like I said, that means that there is not a lot of funding for these businesses, schools, companies, anything. Lastly, the also thing that are challenges is corruption. And corruption is big in South America, from refrescos to mordias. There are a lot of different types of corruptions that you'll have to deal with and have to face. And corruption, even within not just the business world, but within government, politics, You will face corruptions in a lot of different areas in these countries, which can hurt your business, because if you don't want to pay some of these bribes, then that will make your business suffer, due to the fact that they're not going to do business with you if you don't want to work with them on the level that they're working at. I hope this PowerPoint gave you some information and insight on how to conduct a productive and successful business trip to Bolivia in the future. Thank you.